Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated.
Look around. Everywhere you
Nerdcore
turn
used to
is
be just a made-up
Nerkie. It's
word.
everywhere that you go. Look around. You try everything you can to listen. The pain of nerks that you know. Nerks that you know. When all else fails and you long to listen. Something better than it is today. I know a place where you can get away. It's called EGTN, and that's what it's for. So come on, Nerk. Let your body listen to Chris and Kyle. Chris and Kyle. Hey, 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 come on, Nerk. We can hear Zach in the background. You know we can still hear him.
That's a good one.
It wasn't my best, but
That's one of your better ones, though.
it was one of the better ones. But we can hear Zach in the background when Coda's on.
Mhm.
Like all the time. Zach.
Zach.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My hand still hurts.
Your hand still hurts. So for those of you who don't know, Kyle got a little trouble hook in his hand while fishing
Yeah.
this weekend. And he
I
shared
thought
it
it-
on stream last night.
I thought I was going to have a really good time fishing, and I just ended up catching some treble. And so
And not the musical kind.
here comes treble. Yeah, it hurt.
It hurt. Well,
Yeah, it was a through and through. So I got an unintentional Rapala power minnow piercing in my hand yesterday. Looked cool for a minute. I should have got a picture of it, but I was just in that.
you did.
I was in that moment of just like, why? I was just pissed, dude, because I've been, like I said on stream last night, I've been fishing for my entire life. I'm about to hit 38 years old, and I've never hooked myself like that, ever. I was
There's a first for everything as you get old.
I was more disappointed than hurt.
I'm disappointed in you.
I was disappointed in myself. My dad was there. He was disappointed in me. It was just awkward all the way around.
Well, I know what'll help you take your mind off stuff.
Well, that's my strong hand, though. That's the one. Oh, what are you
That's
talking
a
about?
strong hand.
We're not talking about the same thing, are we?
We got the dick joke in
There it
within
is.
2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Early.
Early.
Early,
It's an early
dick
dick
jokes.
joke. Well,
And it is early for dick jokes. No, it's never too early for dick
it's never
jokes.
too early for a dick joke,
Mm-mm.
but look, it's not too early for a Nerkie. Let's talk
I agree.
about it.
Let's talk about things. What are we talking about today? I have no idea.
Well, welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are 230 to 40-something-year-olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. You guys can also catch us on Twitch playing video games terribly. Every
Awful.
Saturday night, we do a thing called Spooky Saturday. We play games with the community. You can find our channels. Chris over there is Guyver Unit 1. It's Guyver. It's GUYVERUNT01. I stream under KSIG, K_SIG. We also do some stuff during the week, but mainly to catch us together in our shenanigans is Saturday night, roughly 7:30, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll
Depends
play
what
for
time
2
we
or
get
3
the kids
hours.
to bed and if we're single dadding it or not.
Well, you are this weekend. You
I
should
am
have reached
this
out for
weekend.
pointers. Because I'm
I-
always single dadding it.
Well, I didn't want to bug you while you were fishing.
Didn't bother me. I wasn't catching anything but my hand. Still a little sore over that.
I don't literally.
Literally. It's all puffy. Maybe I should have
Like-
peed on it. I don't know.
I don't know why I find that so funny, but I do.
that my pain in anguish.
Yes. Probably because I'm a dude and I just think your pain is funny.
Yeah, if you would have been there, like, I mean, I'm sure you would have helped me after you got through laughing, because
I would have laughed my ass off. Well, I imagine it's just
It was the shock.
I just imagine it's like your boy when you guys came over and I hear him just randomly say shit. I imagine that was you as a kid.
It's me now on
That
this
is-
show. We're going to be talking about Bad Batch. That I'm talking about having a fishing lure stuck in my hand.
We are talking about Bad Batch. We're talking about part 1 of the season finale of season 1. Episode 15 called Return to Kamino.
Yup.
You need to get in the group watch.
I do. I didn't realize that you had sent the link. My bad. My bad. I am recording now, though.
My bad.
As opposed to the last show.
So let's...
Will this
let's
come out
jump
before
into
that
it.
one? This will come out before.
Yes, this one will come out. If all goes according to schedule, this episode will be out on the 16th.
Okay.
We're recording on the 8th. And so we're always a little bit behind. Like we were trying to do it the week of, but we want to try and get ahead a little bit because Mr. Kyle's going to a concert in Chicago for 8 days. So we've got to make sure we have something for that week. Even if I have him call in and it's no editing, no intro.
Just raw.
Just raw. Kyle's going to raw dog it.
Raw dog the show.
We're going to have something, but we're trying to get ahead.
Episode in there, just
raw dogging it. But we're trying to get ahead. So this episode, tomorrow is the 9th. That is the episode with Erica Clash, which was, by the way, a great episode.
Yep. Looking forward to that one.
Really enjoyed that episode. And it's a bunch of shit I didn't know about drag queens and just the life and like how much it can suck. Because, you see RuPaul's Drag Race and you think it's like this totally glamorous life. And it's like, there's struggle. They're artists.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it was. Oh, good.
Chris and Kyle learned a valuable lesson that night.
We did. It's that we could never do that because we're pussies for pain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a trouble.
I have to shave my beard. There's a really beautiful face under all this, but I don't want to.
No. So some of the drag queens that Erica knows, you have to come hang out with me in her stream sometime because when she raids them, it's bearded drag. Alexis Aturi, she does bearded drag. It's interesting. I don't know if bearded drag's necessarily my cup of tea, but I'm not knocking it by any way, shape, or form. It's
probably a thing. But
you just never know.
You never know.
And
Bad Batch.
Yeah, Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. Hot mic.
All right, start stream, Bad Batch. I bet Coda will drop in from a meeting. Yeah.
We're expecting possibly a Coda arrival, possibly anytime.
Anytime.
So if you guys, if this is your first time hanging out with us, whenever we do these review episodes, we take whatever we're watching, whether it's an episode of a show, a movie, and we kind of break it down scene by scene and flow through it. We do this with all the other episodes of Bad Batch. You guys can go back and find those. There's actually a Bad Batch playlist on the channel for YouTube, and there's, you can find those also on the audio side. We've done this for Bad Batch. We did it for Loki, WandaVision, Falcon
America.
Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier. Now, I guess we're going to be, because of the, spoiler alert.
Yep, but we'll be doing it for What If.
We'll be doing for a lot of shows. So, like a typical, if this episode's 30 minutes, it's going to take us an hour ish, maybe a little bit more to get through it. So, buckle up because we're going to find things.
Buckle up, not even Buttercup, just buckle up.
Buckle up. I'm going to get my Wikipedia ready on the other screen.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. We start out with the rest of Clone Force 99. We haven't seen them, but right now we're in a shuttle with Hunter sitting on the ground as a prisoner and two of Crosshairs or Dick Hairs. Hold on one sec, Kyle. Yeah, here, go ahead and start this.
So, just at the very beginning of the episode, you see Crosshair and he's flanked by two of his troops. They have Hunter captured. So that's how we left off the last episode. There was the daring escape. Hunter got left behind. Go ahead
and start doing this. I got to go do this.
Yeah. Hunter got left behind. The rest of Clone Force 99 reluctantly had to leave. It was tough on Omega. She did not want to leave Hunter. But he was captured by Crosshair and the rest of the crew. So what we're seeing now is, they're transporting him. You see Hunter asks, Crosshair, where are we going? He's going to tell him, you're going to find out soon enough, and so will your squad. So he takes Hunter's comm, I guess to lure them in. And Hunter lets him know, we know I know they're going to know it's a trap. My team, which was also Crosshair's team, They're smarter than that. But Crosshair knows that they will come for Hunter. Regardless if they know it's a trap or not, they're going to come for Hunter. And so we see Crosshair leaving out from the little hold. We cut scenes and we come back and see they're starting the Clone Force 99 Bad Batch. They're starting to focus on repairs on this ship. Omega is like, we need to go back to Daryl. We have to rescue Hunter. And Echo's kind of like, we can't do anything until the ship's fixed. So the ship, if you remember from the last episode, during their escape, I mean, they got wrecked. There was a really cool dogfight scene. We had Wrecker in the back, manning the guns. The shields were going down. Omega was quick thinking and used Gonki to like boost the power to the shields, but the ship took a lot of damage. And so that's what Echo was trying to tell. Like, we can't go anywhere until we have the ship fixed. And so he puts, Omega to work, hand me the spanner. And she's like, quick to help. So there's some setup here of what I think is kind of getting some time to pass from when Hunter was captured, because he's not going to stay on Darrow. They're taking him somewhere else. It's obvious. We saw it in the last scene. They're taking him somewhere else. And so we're getting basically a repair scene. Wrecker comes in, says he left Gregor with Sid, which Gregor is the clone they rescued from in the last episode. So Sid was not happy about Gregor being left.
And I'm back. So sorry,
hey, welcome
everyone.
back. So I covered the entire episode while you were gone.
What else is new?
Yeah.
You are the star of the show.
Yep, I just ran through it. Shit happened. We're going to have another episode.
Yeah. So sorry about that, everyone. So that is the life of when you get to be an older nerd and with kids. Just shit happens that you don't expect sometimes. So apparently you got to feed them.
Oh, you forgot to do that? You got to do that like at least
no,
once
this is
a
like
day.
third breakfast for the small one.
Oh, God, I need third breakfast. Sounds so good right now.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I haven't had first breakfast yet.
I sort of did.
Whiskey.
No, well, no.
Not
I'm going
yet.
to wait till afternoon.
Oh, okay.
An hour and a half.
Bless you. Okay, so we see this is the batch, I believe, Clone Force 99. They go past 3 Republic Star Cruisers, and then they dock.
No, this is.
Oh, no.
No, this is Crosshair bringing.
Oh, it is
Hunter
Crosshair.
into Kamino.
He comes and meets Admiral Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Notice Admiral Dick is flanked with, I find this really interesting. He's flanked by 2 of the elite troopers.
And 3 TK troopers.
And 3 TK troopers, because he hates clones. But look who Hunter's coming out with. They're all clones.
Mm-hmm.
So I just find that interesting. So he asks, where's the rest of them? And Dick is like,
are we sure those are clones with Crosshair, or are they the rest of the, because his elite troopers weren't clones?
Well, the black ones wouldn't be clones then, but the other 2 would be with the white.
Yeah.
So there's at least 2 clones there.
Yeah, Hunter and Crosshair.
Well, the one's in back. It's in back, dude. He got me.
Got you good.
Okay. So, Dick here's like, they'll be here. And he's like, I'll leave it to you, Commander. And they kind of push Hunter. And Hunter is walking pretty well for a guy who fell off like 30 stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the, it's the female trooper from one of his original ones, Dick Hare's original elite squad.
Yeah.
She comes up to Admiral Dick and is like, hey, I don't trust him. He's still loyal to, he was part of this old squad. I don't trust him at all. And Admiral Dick's like, if his plan fails, none of them will be a problem any longer.
He's setting him up for failure.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. He's like, keep an eye on things. And then notice you see a lot of TK troopers just walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see Clone Force 99 and they're flying along. They're flying along. And Tech is like, activating Hunter's comm was intentional. And they know it's a trap that they're walking into.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. So they know they're flying into a trap, but they're trying to figure out how to, I guess, make the best of the trap. So, and then, they're asking Omega, are you sure you want us to go here? And she's like, yes, I told you there's a landing pad that we can use in Tapioca City.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Beat me to it.
Echo's like, every platform swarming with troopers. And he's like, no, we're good. They come out of hyperspace. And I'm surprised that the cruisers don't shoot them down. To be honest with you.
There's a lot of convenient things that happen in this episode. Well, in the series as a whole. And that's just
being picky.
Well, yeah, and that's just how the series is. That's one of the things I think that I found with this. Which it's almost with any Star Wars, really, if you think about it. There's a lot of convenient shit that happens.
Right.
Like, oh, well, isn't that convenient? It's just how it is. It's that style of movie.
I agree.
As well produced and everything is, there's still like campy action tropes and things throughout it.
Oh, this is completely campy action. This is a callback to the Clone Wars.
Yeah. And so it's I think just realizing like that's part of the style. And there's some things like, and it happens later in the episode that like, okay, that surprised me, but that shouldn't have surprised me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, it's one of those whoa moments.
Yeah.
Then you get disappointed in yourself and you're like, but I knew that. I knew this was coming.
I knew this was coming. Or I knew it was a possibility that this could happen.
But it still hits you in the feels.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, we'll get there to it too.
I think that's what the show excels at though.
Yeah, there were a few scenes through here, and we'll get to those. I was just like, ooh, and it hit me pretty hard. There's some of them, like some of the dialogue, and when we get to it, it felt a little forced in a way, but it still worked.
Right.
And that's towards the end. So when we get to that, I'll make myself a mental note to go over that.
Gotcha. So yeah, just interject anytime at that.
I interject.
I object. Hunter or Echo, they're flying down towards the water surface and the ocean. And don't forget, Kamino's it's an ocean planet.
It's a big old ball of water.
Is all it is. And Tech is like, we're at the given coordinates, Omega. There's nothing here. And she's like, you have to get lower. And he's going lower. And she's like, lower.
How's this?
Because if I get any lower, we'll be in the water. And she's like, it's the only way to activate the platform. And then Echo goes, hold on. Scanners are picking up a large structure below us. And then all of a sudden, this platform raises out of the water. And when I'm talking it raises out of the water, it's barely off of the surface. There's enough where the water's coming onto it.
Really low profile platform.
It really is. So, which makes you think it's a secret platform.
Secret access to the base.
Unbelievable. So, they're, the Clone Force 99's out, and they're like, where are we going? And she's like, we'll take the tube system to the base. And they're just sitting there watching her in the rain, and all of a sudden, this beeping happens, and this floor opens up and out pops it. It reminds me of one of those little tubes from what was it? The second Jurassic World, or the one with Chris Pratt in it.
Oh, the little balls that they roll around.
Yeah, the little balls. That's what it reminds me of.
The dino
the gyro.
He's gonna roll around some dino balls.
Just be careful when you touch the dino balls. They really shoot off.
Wasn't there an alpha? No, that was blue. What was his?
Blue was the alpha. Blue was the alpha.
Blue was the alpha.
Blue was the leader of the pack. He was the alpha. Chris Pratt was the leader of the pack.
So it did kind of look like the dino balls.
That's what it reminded me of. I mean, not really, but that's the first thing that I went to. They hop on, and Omega's just, she knows the tech. So obviously she's familiar with this. And no one else is.
Hmm.
And they are just shooting way below the surface.
Yeah. See some space fish.
Space fish riding the space monorail.
Monorail. We make ourselves laugh.
We do. That was a Simpsons reference, by the way.
Like, this is a cameo, and like they keep a lot of secrets. Is what was a line there.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, like, how much more is going on below the surface of that planet, below the water surface.
I
They got a lot
really
of shit.
I really wonder if we'll ever see that. I would love for them to explore that. Really would. Like literally
Cool.
explore it.
It'd be cool. I don't know if you ever played BioShock.
Yes, I love BioShock.
It kind of gives a because it's just the whole underwater thing.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That feel.
Yeah, like they're heading to Rapture. Is that the name of the city?
Yep.
Is it Rapture? Yeah.
BioShock Infinite was everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tech's basically being Tech. He's not really bitching. It's just matter of factly. He's like, this isn't on any schematics anywhere. And he asks her, Omega, how did you know this existed? And she says, Nala saying, this tunnel leads to her private research lab.
There is such a change in her facial expressions through this whole thing. Like,
sad
and determined. Like, it's such a different Omega. And like, Wrecker picked up on it then. You can see.
Well, and that's the thing, because Wrecker's, he has empathy.
Mhm.
Hunter has empathy. Tech, no empathy.
Echo's hanging out.
Yeah, Echo, I'm on the rails about. I think Echo's your soldier, so he didn't really have empathy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all soldiers, but you know what I mean.
Well, Echo's got more of a chip on his shoulder and
And his brain.
And his brain.
And his butthole.
Mm-hmm. They chipped his butthole. That's canon now.
That's canon. Butthole chips.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Hold on. I need to scan you. All right. Hold on. Beep, beep. Ooh.
Those chips sound terrible.
Maybe we should make that a flavor.
Get a bottle of Mountain Dew and a bag of butthole chips.
Baby Bird, would that be a good chip?
Baby Bird love butthole chips.
Baby Bird will love butthole chips.
Oh, if you guys hung out in chats, you would know.
You would get it. If you know, you know.
Yep.
Omega, they said, you cool with it? You okay? Omega, and she's like, saving Hunter is the only thing that matters. Which means, she looks up to Hunter. She looks up to all of them. She wouldn't leave any of them behind.
Mm-mm.
Except maybe Crosshair.
She is a brave, small person.
She's quickly become one of my favorite characters in this entire series.
Yeah.
Hunter's walking around, sees the TKs, and he asks, where are all the regs? And Crosshair's like, when did you start caring about them? He's like, no cameos either. And then Hunter puts two and two together. He's like, this faculty's been decommissioned.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem too concerned. And Crosshair's like, why would I be? He's like, the Empire will be phasing out clones next. And Crosshair just says, not the ones that matter. And just so matter of factly.
Mm-hmm.
They've got blasters on Hunter the entire time because he's just too dangerous to underestimate.
Yeah.
They walk into, it looks like this control room, and they said the ship entered the system, and Crosshair's like, it's them, get the troopers like, we'll get some troops out there. He's like, they're going to come to us. Don't worry about it. And then this is a super important line that he said. Let's see. Right here, where he says they don't leave their own behind most of the time.
Most of the time. Yep.
And he's like, Hunter goes, you tried to kill us. We didn't have a choice. And Crosshair goes, And I did. So I think that's a super, super important part because of two things. One, it shows Crosshair still cares that they left him behind.
Yep.
And then two, Hunter's saying, you tried to kill us. We didn't have any choice. We were running for our lives. And Crosshair goes, and I did. I think he's referencing the chip.
I think he is too.
Because he got his chip increased.
He's acknowledged that he knows about his chip and that it was making him do things that he didn't have a choice to do at the time.
Which is really interesting because before he's never acknowledged it.
No, not at all. And so, that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge thing.
So we're going into Rapture, right up the poop chute of the tunnel.
The suppository ball.
Yep.
And then they go into Nalise's private lab and they're like, looks like every other Kamino lab to me. And they're like, not really. No one else in Tapioca City knows about this lab. Tech's like,
it's always
I'll pinpoint
Tapioca City now.
It is. It's canon. Hunter's comm is still active. I'll pinpoint his location. And Echo's going around looking at these cloning tubes. And he goes, I don't get it. What's so special about this lab? And Omega goes, it's where I was created. And Wrecker goes, here? And she goes, you all were here too. Tech guy, what do you mean? Your mutations were enhanced in this room. Experimental Unit 99 began right here. So they're meeting their mother, basically. And Omega goes, I was here. And Wrecker's like, is that true? And Tech's like, how could I possibly know that? And Omega's like, it was for a short time, but before you were sent out to be with the other clones. Which means, go ahead. Well, I think you're thinking the same thing I was.
Well, I want you to go ahead and say it so I can follow up with it. Yeah.
Okay. Which means they really, they've always said that they're brothers, they're brother and sister because they're born, at the same facility. They were all created at the exact same time as Omega. They were just enhanced aged. So, but Omega remembers them being here.
That's how I took that. Either they're the same age or Omega is older than we think she is, or their age got sped up really fast. Which I think
is what I think happened.
That's the thing that happened. Their age got sped up fast, and Omega did not get the same age speed treatment for probably a very good reason, which I don't think we find out here, but I think we will find out.
Oh, so we asked in one episode, someone in one of my Star Wars groups looked it up. So like at one of these battles, there was 3 million droids, right?
Yeah.
This one battle. And then there was 200,000 clones against them. The clones won. But that just shows you how much slower it is for the clones to be trained and grown. So we know that.
Well, yeah, you can just build a droid.
Yeah. But I mean, if you just think about it, though, like just
it's just Control
the numbers
C, Control
difference.
V for a droid.
It's
Control V,
Control V, Control V.
It's just because it's a clone.
Except, like, instead of right-clicking paste, you have to physically go and find where's the control on this 80s keyboard.
Yep.
It's mechanical.
Function? What?
It's function. What's FN? What is this Apple key?
Oh man. So we have like it's confirmed like their growth rate would have had to have been enhanced because they needed clones as fast as possible to replenish the ones that were going. So maybe not the first batch of clones, but surely the subsequent batches of clones are like, okay, we're going to give them a little
something,
little extra little boost here. Yeah.
So,
Omega didn't get it.
And I don't know if this is Tech or Echoes. One of them saying all the central files have been wiped. There's nothing in the system. But it's Tech. And Wrecker goes, anyone else think that's weird? And then you hear the squeaking. And they all draw their weapons. And it's a AZI 345211. Or Azzy. Aussie.
Azzy.
It's Aussie.
Aussie. Hello,
and
Aussie.
he says, I'm in hiding. They're decommissioning droids. Those who resisted are decommissioned. And they're like, we're the clone troopers. And like all the other clone troopers have been reassigned to other worlds, all with the exception of CT,
9904,
which is Crosshair.
which is Crosshair. So I guess, they got the 99 designation for Clone Force 99. He would have been the fourth one.
Mm-hmm. The CT.
Mm-hmm. Clone Trooper Squad 99, number 4.
And so they grabbed Ozzy and they run out. And then you see Hunter and Crosshair just start talking. And, Hunter goes, Crosshair, I've seen what the Empire is doing, occupying planets and silencing anyone who stands against them. He's just telling them, here's what's going on. Here's the reality. He's trying to appeal to his better half. And then Crosshair's just like, you don't see the bigger picture.
You know what? Just this scene, let's go back just a few little scenes here, or a few little frames in the scene to the beginning. So you have, Crosshair's leaning against the terminal there, kick back a little bit. He reminds me of, oh crap, what was his name? A couple episodes ago, Cam. What was his name? Cam, the bounty hunter.
Oh, Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. What was his name? Cam? Yeah, Cad Bane. So his mannerisms, the way he, just
in that gravelly voice.
He's just, kind of that gunslinger, laid back look to him. Just kind of watch how he moves through the scene and stuff. It's very much like that.
I've never put that together, but you're right.
I mean, the toothpick, like everything.
And Hunter's just trying to appeal to him. He's saying, this isn't right. And Crosshair's like, you need to see the bigger picture. You don't see it, but you're going to. And Crosshair's, Hunter's like, they're using you. It's that inhibitor chip in your head. It's making you follow. And then you hear the alarms going off. And Crosshair goes, right on schedule.
Right on schedule.
It's like, time to go. Next thing you know, we see Omega and the gang running outside, very much Battlefield 2 Star Wars, running across the platform to the next facility. And they're looking around, they know they're walking into a trap, so they're just trying to be as cautious as possible. And they're going through the hall, just guns ready, and then all of a sudden they hear something. And they see these TK troopers going through with supplies.
Always moving supplies around.
TK troopers suck. And she's like, Omega goes, I thought you said that all the clones were gone. And he said, yeah, they're not. Those are TK troopers. I think that was actually Echo.
We got a lot of hallway travel. They notice the Hunter's moving. They know they're going into a trap.
They've known from the get-go. They've known. How could you not at this point?
There was a lot of just travel in this episode, but man, it pays off. They get close to him. They said, well, they're below where Hunter is. And they make the point, well, if he's waiting on us and it's Crosshair, he's going to pick us off.
They know better.
Yeah.
They definitely know better. Omega's just like, they're pulling Omega back. She's like, they're under the training ground. And she's like, I'm going with you. And they're like, no. Crosshair's after us, not you. Get back to the ship. We'll contact you. And Omega's like, oh, Tar Heels.
Oh, biscuits.
Biscuits. They go up and they're surrounded. And Crosshair's got his comm. He's like, here we are, all together again. He's like, drop your weapons. And they look at Hunter. Hunter's like, yep. And then they start throwing their weapons. And it's quite a bit of weapons.
Yeah. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank.
Like, Wrecker, how'd you get that chicken in there? Don't ask questions.
Yeah, no, that's lunch for later.
That's lunch.
Space chicken.
You go, where's Omega? And she's like, Wrecker goes, you think we'd bring her here? We're smarter than that. And Crosshair's like, lying was never your strong point, Wrecker.
And why do you let Wrecker be the one that communicates with?
I don't know. That's not what I would do.
Mm-mm.
Echo hits this button, and then Ozzy says, hey, per his instructions, we got to go. And Omega's like, let's focus here. We need to save them. Oh, look. Here's all the droids for the training ground. I'm going to activate them.
Yeah. Let's just send a few hundred.
1 or 200 in.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl trooper goes, since we don't know her designation, she's just girl trooper. She's like, we're running out of time, Commander. And, they're basically like,
I like where Crosshair told him right here, if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead right now. You would already be dead.
Right.
Because he's had ample chances to kill him. Like once he mentions that, I think like he could have killed him several times.
Several times over, too.
Mm-hmm.
They could have just blasted them out of the system, to be honest with you.
Yep.
When they're landing. But he said, you betrayed everything we stood for, is what Crosshair's telling him. And for what? The Republic? We're loyal to each other, not some empire, is what Hunter's seeing. Now you're seeing the clash of ideals. And Crosshair tells him, you weren't loyal to me. You see that spot where I am right now? Just look at Hunter's face. He's like, oh, shit.
That's a good cover right there.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
Or
we'll get them where they're both in frame.
I got this one of the I'll show you later.
But like this brings up a thing that I didn't even really think about. Like,
what's that?
They did leave Crosshair behind. Like, yeah, he tried to kill him, but they pretty much abandoned him. And
what?
And we didn't think about it that way because we're looking at this from the view of the good guys.
Right.
That, he was trying to kill him. We couldn't kill him. Let's just get out of here. And so it's a cool way to throw the twist on it.
They're brothers. They're brothers. They're seriously brothers. And so now we see how deep the betrayal is for Crosshair, why it hurt him so bad.
Yeah.
So bad that he had to try and kill him, but
Yeah, but still.
What are you gonna do? And just the look on Hunter's face.
Yeah, he realizes it.
Mm-hmm. I was one of you. You may have forgotten, but I haven't. And that's why I'm going to give you what you never gave me. I really like this part.
Mm-hmm.
A chance. And all the troopers are looking at him like, what? No.
That's not the plan.
No, you're deviating from the script here, Jerry. And then we see the female trooper. She sees Omega, and you hear Omega go, I think I've almost got it. And it's ESO2. And she's like, freeze. Omega's like, hello. Like, sir, I found the girl. And Crosshair saying, send her on a shuttle off-world. And like, don't do that. Go ahead.
Real quick. So this designation was ES whatever.
ESO2.
So is that elite stormtrooper? Are they the
know.
elites? They're the elites.
They were the elites. So maybe. Or elite soldier.
Elite soldier, maybe. Yeah, because they don't really call them stormtroopers.
Not yet.
So they would be elite soldiers. So they are that's a little bit more solidifying the eliteness
of this unit.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's for her own good and yours. And Crosshair's like, living among fugitives where she's in constant danger. You want to protect the kid, then let her go. Which means I found this interesting too. He's not just trying to kill them. He's giving them a chance. And it shows that he actually, in this weird way, cares about Omega.
Mm-hmm.
This very weird way. And he's like, stop pretending to be something you're not, Hunter.
That did strike me as so odd that, like, him telling to keep Omega safe.
Oh, I like this picture too.
Ooh.
I agree.
Ooh.
But here's what I also like. And here's where the real thing comes into play too, is he's like, we're not like the regulars, we're superior. This is something Crosshairs always believed, is that they're superior, that they're the special ones. So this comes into play. He's like, the Empire can't protect the galaxy without strength. And this is what we were made for. You know, we're the elites. We're special. And he's just trying to talk Hunter into joining him. He's like, think of all we could do together. And he releases his bonds. And he's like, we were brothers once. Pushes him towards the others. And he's like, we can be again. And this is what he wants. And then he looks over to, Tech looks over to the left and sees all these little shiny orbs placed around the area.
I thought they were spy cams.
They do kind of look like spy cams, don't they? But we actually have seen these in earlier episodes that Crosshairs used before.
Earlier episodes in Bad Batch or earlier?
I believe it was Bad Batch. I think I want to say it was episode 1.
Okay.
And Hunter's like, why would we trust you? And Crosshair holds up his gun. He says, stand down. And ESO3 goes, negative, Commander. They all get ready to fire. All the troopers around. And then Crosshair looks over, hits one of those little orbs and ricochets and kills all the guards.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yep. He takes off his helmet and goes, does that answer your question? And then ESO2 is like, here's static. She's like, I said, move it. And Echo's like, I'm in the middle of something. No, thank you.
There's some things happening right now.
I'm full.
Things are fine here. They're fine.
Things are fine.
How are you?
Ozzy hits the door and knocks out the ESO2. And then again, we've said this before. If you look at the training droids, they look like the Death Troopers from Mandalorian.
Oh, they're a little bulkier though, aren't they?
They are a little bulkier, but I think those were the template.
Same general design.
Yeah, this is also way, way, way before Mandalorian.
Yeah, well, they had time to improve the design.
And so,
now this scene right here where Crosshair is talking to Hunter and the rest of the Bad Batch that are there. I guess, well, they're all together now. So this is the first time they've all been together in a while.
Yep.
But this...
Without trying to kill each other.
This conversation, not word for word, but the spirit of the conversation, we've heard so many times in Star Wars. You know, you've heard, you know, Vader to Luke. You've heard Palpatine to Anakin. You've heard Kylo to Rey. Like, join this side. Like how many, like, we've heard this conversation a lot. And I'm not like knocking it and saying, oh my God, we've heard this so many times. Like, they're sticking with the theme of light side and dark side, and this is, you know, non-Jedi, non-force focused, but it's still the same conversation. The good and the evil that we see a lot. Join me.
Light side, dark side.
This is why we should be together. This is why I believe, you know, and they do a good job of trying to you empathize with the villain a little bit, which Crosshair is still the villain right now. So I caught a lot of those parallels to other conversations from other parts of the series. And I'm sure there's tons more that I just can't think of off the top of my head. But those are the big ones.
And it, like you said, it's always, this is what it's always going to be with Star Wars. It's light side, dark side. And very rarely do we see middle side, like someone who's right in the middle.
Right. I would love to see some anti-hero stuff, because I thought this one may be, you know, because of their past, and then after Order 66 and all that, but it's still very cut and dry.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to see some real anti-hero shits, like some Deadpool stuff. You know what I mean?
Like bounty hunters, like a series about the bounty hunters.
Yeah, like Cad Bane would be great for it, I think.
Oh, that'd be a phenomenal series. So I'd tell you what else would be really... So there was this old book series. It's not canon anymore. I wish it would be. I think you'd really like it. It's called Tales from Jabba's Palace, like bounty hunters. And it tells about all different stories of those bounty hunters that were trying to capture Han during that time period. But it was great because it wasn't a hero story. And it's just really, I would love to see something like that adapted.
And there's enough there that they could do, because it doesn't always have to be telling the story of the hero.
Right.
It could just be telling a story.
So I'll tell you,
And I think there's
one
enough
that
stuff out there to do things like that.
a series that delved really, really good into that was actually Clone Wars towards the final seasons, because we got Darth Maul's story. We got Ventress's story and the Night Sisters. And it would delve into the bad guys' stories from their perspective.
Ventress and the Night Sisters sounds like an awesome late 70s funk band.
Hey, hey, it's Ventress
And the Night Sisters.
and the Night Sisters. And the Night Sisters!
Or it could also be an awesome like metal band.
Oh, that would be a phenomenal. I would actually listen to that.
I would. Anyway.
So Crosshair goes, "You are meant for more than drifting through the galaxy." And he tells him, "It's time to stop running. Join the Empire," they said. "You'll have purpose again." And all the batch is just looking at each other, and like Hunter goes, "You don't really get who we are, do you?" He's like, Crosshair goes, "Don't make the same mistake twice. Don't become my enemy." And Hunter goes, Crosshair, we never were. Crosshead.
Terrible Batman villain.
It's an awful Batman villain. And then these alarms start going, Batman villain, Crosshead. And then all the droids just pop out and start shooting. And he's like, "Hey, why'd you activate all the droids?" And Tech's like, "Yeah, it wasn't me." And Omega and Ozzy are just up there watching. Like, I half expected Omega at one point to give the thumbs down sign, like, you know, it's sideways and then just thumbs down. Yeah. Yeah. Gladiator reference. And Ozzy goes, "I think you did too many." And she goes, "I can see that, Ozzy." And she's firing her bow, and then Hunter and Dick Hare are just going at it.
Yep.
Well, at the same time, you know, they're shooting the droids.
So this was an interesting fight scene, because there's a lot of infighting. Like, oh shit, we got to now. Like, we're in the same boat. We got to work together. And so we finally get to see them working together as a team again.
Well, and here's what I thought was interesting too.
I'm sure Wrecker was happy about this. Like,
Wrecker was thrilled. He's like, "I got my brother back." But Hunter had Crosshair on the ground. He could have killed him then. Real easy. But then Hunter ignored him, start killing droids, and Crosshair just kind of looked, is like, "What?" The next thing you know, you see Hunter firing, and you see this barrel start firing, and then there's Crosshair with his sniper rifle killing the droids.
Yep.
Then they run off together, and then of course Wrecker goes start stabbing stuff.
That little scene, like right after Wrecker stabs that. Let's go back real quick. It's so cool because they're going to play
all the squad back together.
Them emerging out together towards the camera. That was very intentional and very well done, I thought. Like, it was cool. Like, oh, here they are as a team again, kicking ass.
Great throwback scene.
Yep. Now you got one elite trooper left that's like, well, you know, they kind of fight. And I thought this trooper was going to join up with him for like a split second. Like, I thought this was like, okay, well, screw this. These guys are kicking ass. We're going. Like, nope. It's that one's a narc. Freaking tattletale trooper.
And she contacts Admiral Dick, and he's like, "Just leave them. They're all going to die together." And they're all, you know, they're fighting for their lives. And here comes ES-02 running onto the ship. And the shuttle takes off. And of course, it's still raining.
It's always raining. Oh, excuse me.
Always raining in Kamino, Delphia. And then you see Admiral Dick saying all essential personnel have been removed. The cloning technology is firmly under Imperial control. And you see him talking to the comm of Grand Moff Tarkin. Although I don't know if he's a Grand Moff by this point. I think he's just Moff Tarkin.
Just Moff.
But I don't know. They
Like
promoted
like a
him
minor
to
Moff.
Admiral. Yeah, what's that?
He's like a minor Moff. Like he hasn't
He's a minor
fully
Moff.
bloomed into a Grand Moff yet.
Wait, he needs a little more sunlight.
Mhm.
And he said, okay, well, you may fire when ready.
This was their final thing to wipe out the last of the clones in their eyes.
And
they have.
what actually, there's actually something, I love this scene right here. This, where the cruiser's coming out of the shadows, out of the clouds. You see it going towards the city, and the Clone Force 99 is still fighting off the droids,
Stacking bodies in there.
just like they used to.
Mhm.
And Crosshair and Hunter just turn and look at each other. And Crosshair turns, and Hunter's got a gun on him. Crosshair has his gun down, and he's looking at the rest of his squad. And Hunter tells him, forget the Empire. Let's go home. This isn't you. You're one of us. Get your inhibitor chip. Let us help you. And Crosshair goes, wrong. I had my chip removed a long time ago. Dun, dun, dun. And that face Hunter looks, and if you could see Wrecker's face under that helmet, I'm sure it'd be the same. Their eyes got big.
Yeah.
And Hunter's like, since when? And Crosshair's like, does it matter? And Hunter's like, yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
It totally matters.
And Crosshair goes, this is who I am. So this means we don't know when Crosshair had his chip removed. All his actions have been Crosshair, which means Crosshair truly believes they're the superior beings and that they're special.
I still think, it had to be after Order 66, though.
I think it's when he got that head trauma. I think it was episode maybe 3 or 4. When the ship exploded, or the engine, and he hit his head. I'm wondering if it was around then. Or maybe that wasn't 4. That was maybe like 8 or 9.
I'm thinking he got it removed after he got separated from the group. And he just, it really didn't affect him any, because in his head, he was like, we're superior. This is what we're doing. This is what we should be doing. But he still wants his brothers with him.
It's that sense of family.
Yeah.
And I think we can all sympathize with that. It's a needing a place to belong. It's a sense of where do you belong? They do a stare down, and all of a sudden they both go to fire, and Hunter was just quicker, but he stuns him.
With his dashing good looks.
Hey-o. Hey-o. Omega goes to hug him, and he's like, sorry, Omega. I know I promised you never have to come back here. And Omega's like, you did the same for me.
Aw.
Aw. Big brother. Brother. And he's looking, and he looks at the scar on Crosshair's head, and he's like, Hunter, 3 Venators. Venator? Did I say it right?
So that's
descending.
the ships. Yeah.
It's their class designation, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're descending and coming towards the city. And he's like, Hunter tells him, grab Crosshair. He's coming with us. They're not leaving him behind this time. After all that talk, I think that just really hit Hunter.
Yeah. They could have, and he wouldn't have known any different, but.
And he wouldn't have known. He was knocked out.
Yeah. I was just saying, Crosshair had no clue.
No.
Because we're getting ready to. Now, I noticed like they're doing these are kind of like some little fan service flashback scenes to all the places where cool stuff happened in this series, and I'm going to assume Clone Wars as well.
Yep. So you got the first one is the bunks where they live. Their bedrooms.
Yep.
Next, you have the mess hall.
Yep.
where we saw them in the episode 1. Then we see the cloning facility just
Yep.
completely empty. And then we see, I love this. Like, that's such a cool picture right there.
So ominous.
You see the ships descending and says, we're in position. And Admiral Dick goes, open fire. And see, I thought that would be a cool picture right there.
All the
cover.
bombing.
Yeah. I'm going to stop that there.
Release the dick lasers.
The Dlasers.
Lasers. You know,
See that? I just thought that's a cool picture.
Well, we're out of sync because all I see is water and rain.
Oh, all right. Okay. Hold on.
You getting it? That's our thumbnail.
Yeah, I'm sending it to you.
Okay.
Tell me what you think, because I thought this was just a cool scene.
So this bombing run though is freaking cool.
Well, this bombing room's amazing
Mhm.
because it has deeper implications.
Yeah, it really does. Like, it's not just them trying to wipe them out. And so, and you get the explosion. Now, I don't know if you saw when, like, let's go back to that first
Go ahead.
explosion. I'm gonna go back here. I don't know if you saw what they hit. Like, right. Oh, that's okay. So, are you at the fireball? Can you see the
Yeah.
fireball?
Yeah.
And so, like, it looks like they're hitting the. I went back and watched this again.
Okay.
The track, like when they were coming across, because that was their way back to the Dino
All this
Balls,
says,
the tubes.
Yeah.
Because there was the hidden dock out on the other side, and you wouldn't think that, like, just like a little thing like this, like they're hitting bombs, so they had to hit something explosive,
right.
right? Because that's just gonna be like boom, and you're not gonna have a bridge explode like that. That's something underneath it, and like there's the little white sparks that are flying off, and then you get the darker stuff in the back. And to me, that confirms like they just let something down. That's Mephisto hitting
God
deck.
damn it. I was dead on. Like, you had me there. So hold on. I'm going to take a picture of this. I want to see if you see this. There's a face in this fireball.
What?
Yeah.
You're gonna be one of those people, like, you go walking through the woods and you're like, oh, these faces are watching me. Like, no, you just need to clean your glasses.
No, there is a face in this fireball.
Is it
Hold
Mephisto?
on. I think it's Mephisto. Oh, no. What happened?
I don't know. I went back. Here, you get the pause power.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can get it again.
Can you get it?
Well, hold on. I wonder if I can go.
Here? Oh, okay. That's the bombing run one.
Because there was a. Here it is. Cover this. I accidentally hit delete on it.
Damn it, Chris.
What?
Deleting things.
I know. Weird, huh?
Yeah. So I'm like 8 for 9 on getting you on Mephisto stuff.
God, you had me. I'm sitting here. Yeah.
Yeah, reel it in. Yeah. Not as good as Final Jeopardy last week, though. I was really
no,
proud.
that was good. Okay. Look at that picture.
Okay, you carry on. I'll look at the picture.
And then it's towards the middle left. You can see, like, it looks like a woman's face with hair. Like, you can see her arm.
I see that. Kind of.
You see the eye?
I see AI. It looks
Zoom
like a
in.
Muppet.
It does, but I mean, it looks like she's smiling.
Hmm.
Do you see it?
Yep.
I'm totally reaching for this, but I think I thought it was just kind of cool. Like, maybe it was an Easter egg or something.
That'd be a great place to hide an Easter egg as an explosion.
It really would.
So
They're going back, and then
Yeah.
the facility's getting the shit blown out of it.
Yep.
And
Lucky
next
facility.
thing you know, oh, you see it. It's sinking. They're hitting the support pillars, and it's sinking to the ocean, which this has even bigger implications, though. Do you know what that is?
Well, they can't clone anymore. Like, those labs are gone.
Well, you know why else?
What?
This is the end of the Clone Wars.
Oh.
This is the complete end of the Clone Wars at this point.
Well, yeah, because you can't have any more clones. Like,
Oh,
clones are gone. All the rest were sent off world. So all you're gonna, they were sent. When he said they were sent off world to wherever, that's just like, hey, we had to take the dog to the farm. So that's basically what they did.
The clones went the way of Old Yeller.
They did. They took him out behind the barn. That's it.
But yeah, this is the end of the Clone Wars. This
So you're
is
just
the
gonna have
end of that chapter.
A few of the stragglers, like you're gonna have, 99. You'll have Rex. You'll have Gregor and all the other few that are scattered out and about.
Right.
And fade to black. So next episode is going to be how they escape. Or do they? I think they do.
I think they do too, since they announced season 2.
Mhm.
So, predictions. Do you think that Crosshair will come back to the fold?
No, I hope he doesn't.
I hope he doesn't either.
Because I like I don't know, there's probably going to be some people that, like you guys, that had watched all of Clone Wars, and you just the Bad Batch group as a whole, when they're complete, is like nostalgic. And that's really cool. And they're all together. I like him as a bad guy. I really like him as a bad guy, and
He's a great bad guy.
like I would be fine maybe with some redemption down the line, but not this quick. Like, I
Right.
hope this is not his redemption. It's probably going to be, though. Let's be honest. Like, I think it's going to be his redemption, or not.
I
His
bet it will
redemption.
be his redemption.
I bet he crosses back over, and I really hope he doesn't. I don't know how. I'm sure they have a way. It almost feels like they've painted themselves into a corner where he has to switch over now, because he's going to see that, the Empire turned on him and his brothers saved him, and he'll want to come back and then be like, oh, okay, welcome back. Let's go Thanksgiving dinner together. You can sit at the table again. I don't know how they can not do that, and I hope they have a really good way not to do that.
I'm trying to think of just an argument against that for a different perspective,
Mhm.
but I can't, because I'm completely with you on. I think that that's what needs to happen, because the story's just coming along so well.
Yeah.
Why mess with it?
Like, I was hoping that was going to be the series finale, is pretty much what happened here. But it's not going to be, because there's going to be another season, at least one, maybe 2.
I bet there'll be 2.
Yeah. I could see it being like a 3-season run. I really like shows that don't run into the ground and do 9, 10, 12 seasons. Shows like this, like comedy shows, that's okay. The shows that are episodic or that have, really deep, good story arcs and stuff, I like the shows that wrap everything up in 3, maybe 4 seasons,
Right.
so you can go back and you can binge watch them, and it's a good tight story that tells everything. If they can do it in 3 or 4 seasons, it's awesome. I hope they do that with this, because sometimes you can run it into the ground, just like Walking Dead. I quit watching Walking Dead because it was just going on forever.
You mean after season 85?
Yeah, it just kept going and kept going, which I think it may be in the final season now, finally, but that's a lot of stuff.
It really is.
And it felt like they were just making episodes to make episodes. And I know the source material, there was still stuff going on, but I don't know. It just felt like it was going on too long. So I'd hope that doesn't happen with this.
And I'm with you. It's I don't think it will. I think, Clone Wars lasted for 7 seasons,
Mhm.
but it just went so well, and it didn't feel like it went on forever and ever and ever.
Right.
So I don't know.
You guys said there's a lot of episodes. If you wanted to watch it and get the
Mhm.
full story, there's a lot of stuff that you could skip.
Yep. Yeah, there is.
So in theory, that could have been shrunk down to what, 5, maybe
Probably 5.
4
Probably
if they were
5.
pushing it.
I think 5 is a good number for that. So yeah, you could have skipped a bunch. But what do you guys think? You tell us, where do you think this is going to go? Do you think that it should go on for more than 2-3 seasons? Let us know. Let's get some
curious to
discussion
hear.
going.
Tell one of us we're wrong.
Which you guys have no difficulty in doing that.
Yeah.
EGTN updates real quick. Join the Fantasy Football League run by Mr. Justin J. Love.
Mhm. That'll be fun.
Kyle and I are going to join, even though we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I used to do a lot of fantasy football.
Did you?
Yeah, I just haven't watched any football in so long that all my picks and everything, all my drafts are all going to be like stats based.
I have no interest in pro football. I like college.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it just because the community wants to do it. So I'm going to join in. Yeah.
We might pitch in a little something to the winner.
No, we already said we're pitching in a little something.
We're going to pitch in a little something to the winner. I was trying to
actually. Okay, go ahead.
No,
Here, rewind.
No,
Go ahead.
We're not going back. I'm not.
Go ahead. Yeah. So let us know what you think. So
It'll
with
be good
that,
times. It'll be great. It's opportunity for us to as a community, we always get together and we just discuss things. This is a great opportunity for shit talking.
Yeah.
And see how good we are at it. So that's going to be fun. Because fantasy football always devolves into just shit talking in the league. And I'm excited about that.
Well, and I'll tell you, like I said, Lily's in Florida this weekend for that mom's conference. I think it'd be really fucking cool if we could get EGTN together for like Comic-Con next year, or
that would be cool.
Just one of the bigger conventions, provided fucking COVID goes away. It's never going to go away.
It's not going to go away,
but we can at least get the numbers down and manageable.
Once everything gets under control, it's not going away, but they can be controlled if we do certain things right.
Right. So that's what I'd love to do. And if you guys would like to, let's start talking.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. You guys, please do join the Discord. Links are in the show description below. Wherever you are, have a good night, evening, morning, whatever time it is. And please,
rise up.
Please.
It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word.